What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D Master Quest. My gosh, that is a long title. I should probably think of some way to shorten that. Anyways, in the last episode, we got our first equipment, met up with the Deku Tree, and found out he's cursed. So in this episode, we're gonna go inside, prove our courage, and hopefully break this curse. Let's get started. Now I'm going to say this right off the bat, the dungeons in Master Quest are very different and also a lot harder than the dungeons in original Ocarina of Time, so forget everything you thought you knew about the Deku Tree. This is not your grandpappy Zelda game. Like, this one is for the people who are true hardcore Zelda fans, or really just anyone who wants to play Ocarina of Time again with like a new experience, I guess. Alright, so I will talk about a lot of the differences once we get going, but there's a lot of like beginning stuff we want to get through first, and thank you, Navi, for interrupting me. Yeah, sadly when she does that, the enemies are like still hatching, so we can't kill them before they hatch, but if you do manage to damage the egg before these guys hatch, you can completely kill them. Now instead we have to deal with like those weird, disgusting Cyclops monsters, and hey, listen carefully. There's some scratching noises. That sounds pretty familiar. So, of course, let's break this crate. And hey, check it out. There's a Skulltula, a golden Skulltula, the first of many. Of course, if you're familiar with Ocarina of Time, there are 100 of these in the game, and I do plan on collecting every single one of them since this is a 100% playthrough. So, hooray, 99 more to go, guys. Oh, boy. Okay, so inside this chest, we got ourselves the dungeon map. Now we can see where we're going, and now that we got that, I suppose I can take a few seconds and talk about the history of Master Quest and the reason why it exists, because it is somewhat interesting if you don't know the entire backstory. Like, it's not just Nintendo trying to squeeze more life out of Ocarina of Time. Believe it or not, Ocarina of Time was planned to have expansions, too, in fact, and this would have been done by use of the Nintendo 64 disk drive. The disk drive was a Japanese-only accessory that basically added floppy disk-like support to the N64, but the device was a commercial failure in Japan and was never officially released in North America. However, recently, one collector did find one of, if not the only, North American disk drive, but that's another story. Anyways, the team that worked on Ocarina of Time originally planned to use the disk drive to make a new Zelda game, reusing assets from Ocarina of Time, and they called it at the time Zelda, which roughly translates to another Zelda. This game would have included a new story, new dungeons, and harder difficulty. However, due to the failure of the disk drive, the project was eventually cancelled. And if you fast forward to the GameCube era, Nintendo released a compilation disc with pre-orders of Wind Waker that included Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, and Master Quest. Now, I'm going to say this here and now, I do not believe that Master Quest is what Zelda was supposed to be. I think Master Quest is an evolution of what was originally planned, but seeing as how Master Quest doesn't actually feature any new content that wasn't already in Ocarina of Time, I don't believe it's truly Zelda. So sadly, it seems like Zelda died with the disk drive, and Nintendo put together Master Quest in its wake to maybe stop some of the questioning, not too sure. Now, I have no doubt that the ideas and concepts that were planned to be used in Zelda have already made their way into other Zelda games, but still, I would have loved to have played that expansion the way that it was meant to be played. And in case you're wondering about that second expansion, well, you guys might know it as The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Yeah, that one actually got turned into a cartridge and released worldwide, but for a time there was almost a third N64 Zelda game. That would have been amazing, and fans have tried to, like, you know, restore the game based on the limited information that is available, but to my knowledge, no one has gotten anywhere close enough to release anything, which is kind of unfortunate, but I still think people are working on it to this day, which is really crazy. But yeah, that's essentially a brief history of Zelda, and I guess the reasoning as to why we got Master Quest, so hope you guys enjoy that. Yeah, killing all the enemies in this room does cause this chest to appear, so let's open this up and get ourselves the item from this dungeon, which is, wait for it, the slingshot. And this thing is going to be your best friend throughout the rest of this dungeon, because now we can actually shoot those weird pulsating egg things and kill them before they hatch, thus making the rest of the dungeon a lot easier. Now I'm going to say this now, and this will be probably the best tip I ever give you. The enemy placements in this game are kind of mean, to say the least. They tend to place them like out of sight and on the ceiling, so make sure you constantly either look up or, pay attention for particle effects. Otherwise, you'll be walking around, and then all of a sudden, enemies will drop down from the sky, dealing a ton of damage, and, well, you're in for a bad time, especially if you're playing the 3DS version, since you do take double damage, and I cannot believe I missed that jump. You know what's kind of funny, actually? Ocarina of Time 3D was like a launch title for the 3DS, right? And then years later, they released Majora's Mask 3D. Those two games, like, the difference is night and day when you're playing them. I'm not sure what they did in Majora's Mask 3D, but that game controls way better than Ocarina of Time 3D. Honestly, I think it has to do with the camera mostly, because I think in Majora's Mask 3D, they pulled the camera back a lot more, because I feel like I'm really close to Link right now for some reason. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Also, I think they may have, like, increased the time in which the camera auto-pans in Majora's Mask 3D. Like, because you'll notice when you're playing Ocarina of Time 3D, if you stand still for a couple of seconds, the camera will auto-pan to, like, put you directly behind Link. But that can be kind of problematic when you're trying to make some jumps and stuff like that. I think they made that time longer in Majora's Mask 3D. Either that or I'm just making everything up and I'm totally wrong. I have no way of, like, proving that whatsoever. I'm just, like, basing that off of, my experience of playing both games. But I do encourage you, if you have both games, go and play them back to back. You will notice a difference, I'll tell you that much. And I'm totally not saying that because I have a full 100% completed Majora's Mask 3D LP already on this channel that you can watch right now. Please subscribe. Like, why would I ever self-promote in my own videos? That is just silly. Seriously, please subscribe. Anyways, though, back to Master Quest. You might notice I am playing a little more slowly and more cautiously than I normally would. And that's because on the 3DS version of Master Quest, you take double damage, meaning that a majority of the enemies right now can deal like a full heart of damage to us. So, yeah, you don't want to be taking too many risks, at least not right now. Once we complete a few more temples, get some heart containers and heart pieces underneath our belt, I'll probably go back to, like, playing carelessly and not using my shield, and then having people in the comments complain that I'm terrible at this game and I should use my shield more. But, that is, like, standard fare, especially if you've been around since the original LP of Ocarina of Time. My gosh, was that just awful. But, let's open up this chest and forget about all that. So we've already gotten the item from this temple, we already got the map, which means this chest contains the good old compass. Alright, I came all the way over here for that, and it's an item that I don't even really need. And let's kill that guy with a well-timed jump attack, and then we can shoot down that ladder. There is an area to my left, ignore that for now, we really can't do anything with that, so we'll be back for that much later on. Yeah, there is some backtracking, and yeah, we will be coming back here, but really not that big of a deal. You guys know I just don't like backtracking, so I always try to, like, take a dig at it every time I can. It makes me feel better, and it lets me sleep at night, so let me have that one, guys. Just let me have it, alright? Anyways, I'm trying to look for some Deku Seeds, and there we go, because I want to keep my slingshot as full as I possibly can, since I'm going to be using it a ton in the upcoming rooms of this dungeon. Like, you're going to see a lot of those pulsating weird eggs, and you know your boy don't mess with no pulsating egg monsters, right? So, just be on the lookout, especially on the ceilings of the upcoming rooms. Alright, kneel down, burn that web away, and now we're into the basement, baby. This is where things start to heat up for real. So, in addition to your slingshot, believe it or not, Deku Nuts are really helpful, and I cannot believe I just said that, and I was 100% serious when I said that. Like, I know in the past, I've made fun of Deku Nuts, but, oddly enough, I find myself using them a lot when I'm playing through Master Quest, just because their hitboxes are kind of ridiculous. Like, you can stun enemies from really far away. So, if you ever find yourself in a sticky situation, just spam some Deku Nuts and then go ham on those enemies that you stun. Like, check this out, for instance. Alright, that was a bad example because I missed, but, in, like, some alternate universe, I totally nailed that and stunned that guy. And, wow, 5 rupees, so useful. I probably should mention that. So there are going to be some chests in this game that contain rupees that aren't really necessary to get. I probably will end up skipping those in the future. And I figured I should mention that now because I know some people are going to say in the comments, oh, well, you have to get every single chest to 100% the game. It's actually not true. You really only have to get, like, all the major items and stuff like that. So, if I skip over some useless chests like that, just know that it's probably because the chest contains nothing important. And, whoa, the camera's wigging out. Yeah, you gotta hit, like, every single enemy in this room to unlock that door, but that other door did not unlock, and you might be wondering how exactly you're supposed to go about unlocking that. It's pretty easy. Come back here, light this torch, and bring it through to the next room. This is kind of like an advanced puzzle for, you know, the first temple, because I don't think even normal Ocarina of Time had a puzzle where you carry a lit stick through the door, so you might not even know that you can do that right off the bat, but, I guess this game does expect you to have played Ocarina of Time before, so it would expect you to figure that out pretty easily, I would guess. Anyways, inside this chest, we got ourselves a recovery heart. Hooray, we totally needed that. Okay, so this puzzle is all about timing, and we already messed it up, so good job, everybody. But, yeah, as long as we're standing on this switch, that torch will remain lit. So face it, take a Deku Stick, wait for that platform to come back, run to the torch, light it because it goes out very quick, then jump on this platform, duck underneath the weird spike trap, and if you do it right, you can make it safely to the other side where you can light those two torches. Hooray! We did it, everybody. Not even bad. Alright, so let's get rid of this Deku Baba because I do not want him bothering me. And, I guess the easiest way to take out this Skulltula is just by standing up against this wall and shooting it in the back with your slingshot. I think you can use your sword, although you risk taking some damage if you do it that way, so I would highly recommend using the slingshot instead. And can you please just open the door? My gosh, I don't know why, like, I have so much trouble opening doors in Ocarina of Time 3D. It's mainly because, like, the A button has so many uses in this game. Like, it can be roll, it can be grab, it can be push, it can be climb, it can do all those different things, and it can open doors. So, I think sometimes the game just, like, gets confused whenever you have to press A, and it's like, do you want to open the door, or do you want to roll into this wall like a moron? It's like, obviously I want to open the door, but it never does the right thing. So, I don't know if that's just me because I'm dumb, or if it's, like, an actual problem with this game. I'm sure you guys will let me know in the comments below. 99% of the answers are probably just going to be, Matt, you're just awful at Ocarina of Time. Get over it. And I'm like, I know. I played this game like 4 years ago, and everyone told me then that I was bad at the game, and everyone's probably going to tell me now, but you know what? I still enjoy playing it, so I'm still going to do it. Now, there is something that I do want to point out in this room. So there's two, like, ways we can go, right? That's the correct way. Over here is actually a room that we can't really do anything in right now, so I'm not going to bother going down there. Instead, let's just step on the switch, light all 4 torches, and similar to the last room, we want to light one of our Deku Sticks and sneak past this guy. That way we can light this spider web and just go through this little tiny hole. And this will take us back to basically where we entered the basement. Yeah, how is that for poppin'? That enemy just appeared out of nowhere. Kind of funny. Alright, hey buddy, how you? Really? Deku Scrub, I kind of forgot you were there. Jerk. So this is no ordinary Deku Scrub, this is a business scrub. Obviously, they will attack you, but if you reflect their attack back at them, they'll try to sell you stuff. They're like the worst car salesman ever, so get out of here. All their deals are like really, really bad, so unless you like absolutely need something, I wouldn't recommend buying anything from them. Alright, now that giant Deku Baba is gone, let's get those Deku Nuts. Thank you very much. And go ahead and push this block down. And yes, Navi, I know that I can grab things and press A to move them, bloody, bloody, blah. I already explained it like 2 rooms ago. You should be listening to me. I shouldn't be the one listening to you. But, yeah, this puzzle's obviously very similar to the one in normal Ocarina of Time. So, yeah, we just gotta simply push this down there. That way we can access this torch and, light the spider web back up where that giant Deku Baba was. And, you know what's kind of weird? Basically, the final moments of this dungeon are exactly the same as how they would play out in normal Ocarina of Time. So I find that kind of strange. And really, Link? Come on, man. I totally told you to climb that boulder and not put away the Deku Stick. But, yeah, I just think it's kind of strange how basically the entire dungeon is redone except for the final few moments, which are essentially exactly the same, minus, like, 1 difference. So basically, this is the room right before the boss. Now, in normal Ocarina of Time, you would have gotten a code that was 23 is number 1. That's basically the way you want to hit these Deku Scrubs. Well, in Master Quest, that code is reversed, so it's 132, I believe. That's basically the only difference between right now and normal Ocarina of Time. So, yeah, just hit the Scrubs in that order, and now if we catch this guy, we can... How did that not count? And, oh my gosh, I cannot believe he actually went back into his little Deku flower there. That is, I think, the only time that has ever happened to me. I don't think I've ever failed to catch this guy before. Seriously, come back here, dude. Oh my gosh, it happened 2 times in a row. I'm triggered, man. This has never actually happened to me before. Can I please just catch you? There we go. How did you know our secret? How irritating. I'm so annoyed that I'm going to reveal the secret of Queen Goma to you. In order to administer the coup de grace to Queen Goma, strike with your sword while she's stunned. Oh, Queenie. Sorry about that. Yeah, you sure seem sorry considering you just told us that and we really didn't even ask. But hey, I'll take the advice, so thanks, buddy. Now, it's time to finish up this dungeon and defeat Queen Goma and hopefully save the Deku Tree. Let's do it. You know, I won't lie to you guys, I am kind of worried about this fight just because we do take double damage, and I know I'll probably be fine, but at the same time, I could very easily do something stupid and die here, so let's try and not do that. But yeah, just look up at Goma to start the fight, and here we go. This is the Parasitic Armored Arachnid Goma. Maybe I can get a quick kill here. Ooh, I did it actually, and I completely missed like all my sword swing, and I took damage somehow. Yeah, so if you lead off with a Deku Knight, you can stun her, and then you can kind of get some free hits in, and I totally screwed that up, but if you do it correctly, you can actually defeat Goma in 2 cycles, but now we're probably going to get like the standard 3 cycle because I'm just awful at this game and can't do any advanced techs. Come on, there we go. Alright, and now let's just do some spin attacks to try and deal as much damage as we possibly can. I'm really bad at doing spin attacks on the circle path, though. Aw, man, we were probably really close to, like, I guarantee you, 1 or 2 more hits, and she would have gone down. That's probably all it takes. Come on, just show me your eye again, baby. I want to see it. There we go. And let's see how many hits. Wow, 1 normal hit. That's all we had left. I knew we were pretty close. But down goes Goma, and thankfully, I only did something partially stupid, so we lived! And guess what? There is our first heart container, which brings us up to 4 now, so now I can be a little more careless. Just joking. Anyways, though, all we have to do is step into that blue light and watch a bunch of cutscenes, but we'll do that in the next episode. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.